Hey guys, so today I'm bringing guys a brand new sports cards video. In today's video, I will be going over the 5 hottest sports cards right now. Of course, the NBA playoffs are in full swing. We have the finals coming up real soon. So there's a lot of cards that have been seeing great movement. But before we get into that, I do want to say, as you guys know, I have my Sports Card Invest membership program. And most recently, we were buying up Kareem Abdul-Jabbar 1986 Fleer PSA 10s for roughly $3,000. Just a few weeks ago, around a month and a half ago actually, and they're currently selling for around $6,000 on Facebook groups and different platforms. So essentially our members doubled our money in the span of around a month and a half. So if you guys would like to join in on the profit, despite the fact that the market has been quite soft, we've been able to make some great money. So if you guys would like to join, go ahead, click the link down below to sportscardsinvest.com. But without further ado, we are going to go ahead and hop right into this video. So we're going to go ahead and hop right into the first pick of cards that are doing very well right now, which is Trae Young's Prism PSA 10. We're going to use Prism base just for simplicity purposes, but Trae Young's Prisms have seen some good movement, despite the fact that they have a very high population report. His Prism base most recently has been selling at roughly I know at some point it was around 380, 365, but if we look at this just around a week and a half ago, it was under $300. So it's certainly seeing some good movement. Of course, Trae Young and the Hawks have shocked pretty much everyone this year, and they've been playing at an incredibly high rate. So it's definitely great to see some price movement. His lower pop cards have been seeing better price movement, but we're using base cards just for simplicity purposes. But Trae Young's cards are for sure seeing some great movement. You can just tell by how many cards are being sold every day. I've scrolled around 3 to 4 pages, and we're still on June 25th, which means that his cards are being bought and sold a lot right now. So there's a lot of buyers right now for Trae Young. It could potentially be a good time to sell if you don't believe in the Hawks. Of course, the Bucks are a quite tough matchup, but I definitely think, it's great to see some great price movements with Trae Young's cards. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and hop right into the next card that is doing incredibly well right now. And this is actually a card that our membership program was buying, and that our membership program made a lot of money off of. So our members were buying this Khris Middleton Prism Rookie PSA 10 for just around $100, just around a month and a half ago. So as you can see here, this card was consistently around $100. And all of a sudden, Khris Middleton has had a huge game in Game 3, I believe, of the Hawks-Bucks series. And his card was binned for $295, and we're seeing some sales crack the $300 range on Facebook groups and on eBay. So great to see some good price movement with players' good playoff performances. Of course, that's something we've been lacking for a lot of the playoffs, and we're finally starting to see some investors gain some confidence and buying some of these cards. So definitely great to see Middleton's prices essentially triple in a few weeks. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and hop right into the next card that is doing incredibly well right now. And that is none other than DeAndre Ayton. So Ayton has had, a total breakout year for the playoffs this year. He's, of course, he's really showed himself to the world. He's been labeled a bust. He was labeled, of course, there's so much pressure around his name, being drafted in front of Trae Young, Luka Doncic. But, let me tell you, these playoffs, DeAndre Ayton has really showed up. This guy's put on some incredible performances. He's been lifting the Suns. He's been one of the key factors, to be very honest, of this Phoenix Suns team and their success. Even when Chris Paul was out, Ayton was really showing himself off. So, well-deserved price increase here. I believe his Prism PSA 10 was sitting at around $60 not long ago. So they've seen a real run-up. They're most recently right around $130. But this card is just being, Ayton's cards are on fire. You can tell by how many people are buying and selling these cards. Just so many recent sales. That was 8 pages, and we're seeing sales from just a week ago. So definitely great to see Ayton's, especially his silvers. They've gone from 130 in a week. They've gone from 130 to around 355, I believe, or 350. So great price increases for Ayton. Very well deserved. It's going to be very interesting to see how he turns out. I remember having quite a lot of his higher end stuff, and that's really started to pop as well, which is great to see. We're seeing some bigger sales for Ayton. So yeah, definitely gonna keep an eye on him throughout the playoffs. But next up, we got Kevin Huerter. And Kevin Huerter on the Hawks has really showed out as well. A lot of these young folks have really, stepped their game up and showed, that they have a very bright future. And Kevin Huerter playing alongside John Collins and Trae Young, he's really kind of made a name for himself these playoffs. And his cards are being traded a lot. They're being bought and sold a lot. I believe his Prism PSA 10 most recently, I believe, has sold for around $100, if I'm not mistaken, on Facebook groups. However, on eBay, we're seeing sales right around 80. But nonetheless, that is quite a lot up from his sales, just a few weeks ago. I believe they were around 60. So still some good increases there. Of course, his cards right around 3 weeks ago were around $36 for a PSA 10. So definitely great to see, his cards pick up a little bit. Great to see another young star performing at an incredible, I guess just incredible performances from all these young stars. And as we see, you're going to see the highest growth typically with the silver prisms. So this was a $60 silver prism PSA 10 on June 6th. And if we scroll down to the most recent sale of his silver prism, I believe it is right around 130. So more than doubled in a span of 2.5 weeks. Great to see that. But without further ado, we're going to hop right into our next pick, which is his teammate, John Collins. John Collins has been a consistent 20 and 10 scorer, and he has not got much recognition until recently. To be honest, it's, the Hawks have really shocked a lot of people during these playoffs. And I think, overall, as soon as the market starts to pick back up, as soon as buyers tend to have more confidence, I believe that a lot of people are going to be buying John Collins' cards. This guy is a flat-out stud for his age, and he just gets hardly any recognition compared to what he deserves. So I definitely think this is a guy to really watch out for this offseason. If the base market starts to pick back up, if in general the younger stars cards start to pick back up, if Trae's, Lucas start to pick back up, I think it could be a great play to buy some John Collins. So as you can see here, in the last 2 weeks, it's gone from around 175 to around 300. So that is a incredible price increase. I believe most recently 216. However, we have seen quite a few sales nearly crack the $300 range. So definitely, it's a little bit odd because a lot of these sales happen right after a big game. You have an impulse buy, but nonetheless, we're seeing some great price trends upwards for John Collins' cards. But I really hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys would like to join the program and make some money with our program, click the link down below to sportscardsinvest.com. But other than that, I'm out. Peace.